Okay, I really hope this house is not becoming a money pit. Hi, I'm Rachel Lynn, and I recently purchased a house. I have been doing a video just about every single day in December, except for a couple days I missed, and so I will continue on for Vlogmas a little bit past Christmas. And today I wanted to talk about something that's going on in my house. Today, I did laundry for the very first time. I got a free washer and dryer, which was very, very nice. I am so extremely grateful to the person that gave it to me. She's a coworker. I guess it more or less came from her husband, but I don't know. I don't think that this is a washer and dryer problem, but I will say that the hot and cold were mixed up when the washer was installed. That's an issue that my dad can fix for me, but he didn't have his tools, and so he's gonna have to do that later. However, when I was doing my laundry, another problem occurred. Actually, a couple of problems occurred at the same time. I am so thankful that I decided to do my very first load of laundry with towels. I needed to wash the towels anyway. I had a lot of the rags that I bought. I needed to do a load of those. I also needed to do my own towels, and so I'm so thankful that I started with that, because in that load, I also put a little blanket. So it's one of these blankets, but it was much, much, much older. So I don't know what these are called. A Velux blanket. I don't know. I love this blanket. So I had one of those blankets, but it was a lot older. Like, I had this blanket maybe when I was in middle school, definitely in high school, and it was very, very old. And it was ripped, so it wasn't still a whole blanket. So those two things had it going against it. This is what happened to it. It fell apart in the wash. You can see all the little bits, and these little bits were all over everything. Everything in the wash. Also, when things came out of the wash, my dad thankfully was here. He helped me shake everything out. We took everything outside and just like shook everything off. It came off a lot easier than I thought that it would, so that was good. Oh, it was hard work, like getting all of that lint, I guess we'll call it lint, off of all of my towels, and I have two robes, and all of my washcloths, like everything. And while we were shaking everything out, I noticed that there were some things that were discolored. I had a couple of brand new hand towels. I had just taken the tags off before I put them in, and they were some Christmas hand towels that a coworker gave me for Christmas, and maybe also like kind of half Christmas, half housewarming. And then I also had like I had a white robe, and there were big splotches of what looked like kind of like a rust stain, or like it was like yellow, almost orange, but it was just like splotchy and just not, it did not look good at all. Keep in mind, like, all of this stuff was washed in hot water, because I was going to wash it in hot water with a cold rinse, but because the hot and cold are switched, I just put it on cold, so that meant that it was washed in hot, which that may have contributed to the blanket piece falling apart as well, because the water was pretty hot. I learned how to turn up the heat on the water heater. I think the seller had left it on as low as it would go, and so when I mentioned to my dad that the water doesn't get very hot, he was like, "Oh, that's an easy fix," and he showed me how to adjust the temperature on the water heater. The yellowish stains, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if they came out or not after I put everything through in a second wash, because with all the lint and stuff, I just put everything, and plus, like, shaking it outside, like, I was beating everything against the deck, the railing of the deck, and then like trying to keep everything separate. It was just laying, like, all these towels and stuff that were brand new, clean, and still like damp, wet. They were laying on the furniture outside. I wanted to wash everything again. I didn't use as much soap, but I did use a little bit, and just washed everything again. again, in hot water, hot rinse, just because that's all I could do right now. That's when I discovered the big problem. While the washer was running, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of the cycle, I went to the restroom and I noticed that the floor was wet, like around the toilet. And I had noticed this actually a few days ago, and I thought that, well, maybe that was from when I took a shower. And so I just kind of like blew it off, even though there were some times where it seemed like everything was really, really dry in the bathroom. Maybe I had not taken a shower that day, but still seemed like there was water there, and I didn't know, like, I don't know. I didn't think too much of it. It wasn't a whole lot. I thought maybe I had spilled something. It wasn't enough for me to like be worried. Well, this time it was like a lot. And I did not take a shower this morning because I knew that I would be working really hard. Like today I have been going through like all of these really, really dusty, dirty totes. So I didn't take a shower today because I knew that I would be going through all of that and I would take a shower later. So everything was perfectly dry in the bathroom. So the fact that the floor was really, really wet, actually my the rug was not the rug, the bath mat was actually wet, and it has like a rubberized bottom, so if it's wet on the floor, like it won't go through unless it like the water is piling up, which it was. I feel like these pictures do not do it justice. Like there was clearly more water on the floor than what I think you can see in these pictures. I don't know why I looked in the bathtub, because normally the curtain is closed, and I'm not sure if I was just wondering if maybe the water came from the bathtub or where it had come from. And so I opened the bathtub, and then that's when I see these spots, and which are clearly not there ever before. And my immediate thought was, what the heck is that? I was like, is there mold growing in here? I didn't know what it was. I just took a shower yesterday and it was perfectly clean. It was perfectly fine. And then I looked closer and I was like, I think this is the lint from the blanket that went through the wash. How in the world would that end up in the shower? Like, I have no idea. Thankfully, my dad was here, and the washer was still going through its cycle, and come to find out, here's what happened when the washer actually drained again. So yeah, it's bubbling up and clearly coming out. It's really gross. The toilet was also like bubbling and gurgling, and then like the water drained out of the toilet. I guess it came back, I'm not sure, but then the water on the floor had to have been coming from underneath the toilet, like seeping out underneath, because it's like coming up, and I guess it doesn't really have anywhere to go but like out from underneath the toilet. So that's where it was leaking. This is an issue. This is actually like the seller actually had a drainage issue that he had fixed in October. So this should not be happening. I'd also like to point out at this point, like, I don't know if I would have really, really noticed what was going on if it hadn't been for the lint from the blanket that fell apart, because I don't know that I would have noticed the tub situation, because it would have just been water that came in and went back out, and I never really would have noticed it. And then the water on the floor, I probably would have thought that this was just the toilet leaking, and we would only be looking at the toilet and trying to figure out why the toilet is leaking. Because of the lint issue, which now I'm actually really thankful for, we were able to figure out what was really going on. When I first looked at this house at the very end of October, he was already moved out. Well, he was mostly moved out anyway. So he had to have been like selling the house, and then this was an issue, I guess, that had to get fixed before. Well, there's still an issue, and it's gross, and I'm scared. I'm really scared about what it's going to cost me. The drainage issue that he fixed is still under warranty. Has a year warranty, but that's only if the issue that they fixed is what the problem is. If there's a new problem, then I'm going to have to fix it. And I have seen his statement because the warranty, I guess the warranty like transfers to me because I'm the new homeowner, but the like it's actually a bill statement from where he fixed the issue, and I think the total was like $1,800, and I am fearful that this is going to happen again. So I don't know what is going on with the drainage issue in the house. I don't know where the stains in my clothes, or not my clothes, but my towels came from. I hope that they got washed out with the second wash that I did, because I haven't folded that laundry yet, but like opening it up, I think it looks okay. When I put it in the dryer, maybe it looked okay, but I don't know for sure because I haven't looked very closely. Ah, this is so frustrating. The other issue I am having is I'm starting to hear different noises. So, actually, sometime last week, I had said something in the middle of a video that I had heard a noise. It was like a thump, and I was like, if you're seeing this video, I'm safe. Well, I'm safe, but I'm still hearing sounds sometimes, and I don't know what it is. I can't tell if it's like my next door neighbor, especially when I'm sitting here. The house next door is like right over here, and I don't know if it's them. But the last time I heard thumps, like I looked out the window. There was a light on in the house next door, but there was no car, so I don't know if anybody was home or not. And like I can't tell. Like nobody was out there. There was nothing out there that would make a thumping sound. Like I didn't even hear, like I didn't even see a garbage can for like the lid to thump down, like nothing. I don't know. So I don't know if it's coming from inside the house or outside the house. I have this really weird thing where when I hear sounds, like to me, it sounds like it's coming from almost the opposite direction of where it actually comes from. And I don't know if this is a thing. I don't like, I have no idea. But all the time, whenever I hear something weird, I'm like, what was that noise? It came from over there. And everybody's like, no, it didn't. It came from over there. And so I don't know what that is about me. But so when I hear something, like it kind of sounds like it's coming from inside the house in my backyard, which is like in this direction. But like the neighbors in that direction. So I don't know if it's them and I think it's over there, or if I'm hearing it right and it's over there. And like, there shouldn't be anything over there. Also today, after going through all of not all of my totes and stuff, but I went through at least half of that whole room. I have gone through all of those boxes and stuff. I feel like I'm hearing noises that could be attributed to possibly a rodent. Hopefully not of unusual size, but like I don't know, like I keep freaking out. But with the thumping sound and even with like the possible rodent sounds, I don't know. The thing that gets me is that Lucy also stands to attention or like barks. So I know that it's not in my head. I know this is not just me. However, there's been plenty of times where I know that it's a car door that has closed outside and then she like barks. I mean, it could be anything. But the fact that she is kind of alert puts me on more alert. I did hear another weird sound, but I think I figured out that it's actually like my water heater. I'm just not used to it running, I guess, as much as it has been because I mean it's only been a day now that I've had the heat turned up on that. I don't think I have rodents. I mean, the inspector didn't find anything. I haven't found anything in any of my boxes going through all of my stuff from my dad's house so far. I have not seen any indication of any kind of rodents. Nothing is chewed up. Nothing is like torn. I mean, there are some things that are discolored, but a lot of this like clothing and stuff is discolored, but that is attributed to it being down in the basement for so long, as well as a lot of bins and stuff were opened or spilled out, and the basement used to leak, and so some stuff might have gotten ruined that way, especially like really old clothes. But the basement has been waterproof for the most part, but there have been absolutely nothing, no signs of any kind of rodents in my boxes. So I don't know how I don't know how there would be something in there. with like no no evidence. I mean, there would be some kind of droppings or something would be chewed up. There's no evidence, but then now I'm hearing things. So now I'm wondering, like, is there something in the walls? But I didn't hear anything for the first several weeks that I was here. Like, I only started hearing that today. Seriously, today, going through all of those boxes, like, after I was done for the day. So now I am so scared that I'm now in a money pit. Like, that's what's going on now. I'm gonna be hemorrhaging money from here on out. Oh, that's so scary. I hope that's not the case. Hopefully, maybe this the plumbing issue, well, I guess it's a plumbing issue. The drainage issue. Hopefully that can get fixed under the warranty, maybe, or at best, at least I have some money to cover it. The worst part is, like, it's Christmas. Like, it's Christmas. And like that's gonna and then like next week is New Year, so that's gonna like push everything back and out, and it's gonna make it harder to like get anything done, and to have anybody come out and fix anything, and even just to check things out. Like, that's frustrating. So, yeah, hopefully this is not a money pit. That is my story for today. I'm sorry I'm all disheveled, but of course, I went through lots of boxes, lots of stuff I'm getting rid of, lots of stuff. Huge box. Actually, it's overflowing. I'm going to have to fill up another box of trash that I'm going to get rid of, and then another, like, a huge pile. It's like halfway up to the window. Huge pile, which is like, it's in a box, like, piled up around. And so all of this is I'm getting rid of, whether I try to sell it or just get rid of it. I'm not really sure. But now I just want it gone. I really just want to, like, load it up, take it to Goodwill, be done with it. Anyway, I ask for prayers or good thoughts or whatever you have for me. Please just kind of hopefully this all works out. I will keep you posted on what's going on with this issue. But again, with the holidays, it's going to be hard. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.